Are you serious, guys? Are you serious? I can't even drink enough coffee. What? To keep up with this current events and the potential of Armageddon. Well, that's out there, but or is it out there very far? Let me put a shout out right now, if I could, for www.easysummercool.com. That's www.easysummercool.com. You can get up to 60% off and free shipping. You need to if you click on the link below. Now, groceries, rent, gas aren't the only bills rising to unaffordable levels. Air conditioning bills are reaching record highs, and we're not even in the summer yet. Okay, think how hot it's going to be this summer with the scorching temperatures and the heat waves, and the shocking right now that 20 million people are already still behind on their utility bills. Oh no. Here's what you can do. This is what you can do. I can lower mine. I'm doing it by using this little bitty, well, it's not little bitty, but this nice little cooler. It's a air-conditioned unit, and it's I love it. It cuts down. See, you close off a room. You just want to be in one room, and you don't want to have to cool down the entire house. Look, slash those air-conditioned bills. Beat that gritty utility company. Get 60% off. Get it done. Just go to www.easysummercool.com. That's www.easysummercool.com. And if your air conditioning, your central air goes out, you'll be glad you got this thing, because then you can still get into your bedroom and shut the doors, close everybody else out, and cool that down in times of distress. Okay? Wow. Now, speaking of distress, are you serious? Boot scooting, nuke and shooting Putin has done it again. He's done it again. He's encroaching on another border, this time Estonia. And I brought this up to Mike from Around the World last night, and he said, yeah, Estonia, Poland, he named several countries are actually in the crosshairs of the potential next countries that Russia takes advantage of and begins to move into. They're already, I just read more, Ukraine losing more ground and more ground and more ground. It's inevitable, it looks like, that Putin is going to take maybe the entire country of Ukraine. I would say he's already planning on a major military move toward the capital of Kiev to capture the capital and declare the nation is his. This is very possibly going on right now and could happen before or during, but probably after the Summer Olympic Games. The same time I think that China might make a move on Taiwan. Well, let me just tell you what's going on, because, and guys, we're 7 days away from the Pole Shift webinar. 7 days away. So go ahead. If you haven't got your ticket, go to my website at paulbegleyprophecy.com. You'll see that banner going right across the front page. Click it. Get your ticket. Don't miss it. Okay? This is incredible information. And we're going to do another giveaway. Okay? We're going to do another giveaway on that weekend, on the Sunday night broadcast of the weekend of the webinar. So the webinar actually starts May 31st. Okay? You can get your ticket for this webinar on May 31st if you need to on the last day. Some of you may not get paid till June 1st. So you get your tickets on June 1st. It's okay. Some of you may need to wait till Sunday, June 2nd. But what I'm saying is we're going to do a giveaway on Sunday, on the Sunday night broadcast. We're doing a giveaway. And so you want to be, everybody that's involved, wants to get involved in the giveaway. So hurry and get your tickets. Make sure you're ready. And don't miss this webinar. It is amazing. All right. I got to tell you, here's what's going on. Boot scooting, nuke and shooting Putin it's incredible what he's doing. But according to reports, Russia has went and removed the buoys on the Estonian border. The European Union is furious now and demanding an explanation why Russia took all the buoys. And these buoys in the river is that's the country's borderline with Russia. Is Russia saying they're going to go and take Estonia again? They've done it before, and just like they've done it before when they took Ukraine. They had done that before, and there's a lot of countries: Romania, Poland, Estonia, Latvia. I can't remember them all. Every one of these guys, all these Baltic states, plus others, Belarus. All these guys are nervous because of what's going on. Now listen to this: European Union officials and Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell said today he called the removal of the Estonian buoys by Russia's border guards on that river that separates the Baltic country from Russia. This is unacceptable. And he demanded an explanation from Moscow and the immediate return of the orange floating devices, the buoys. Early yesterday morning, Estonian border guards noticed that their Russian counterparts were removing the buoys. They had taken 25 of the 50 buoys, and then Estonia's border guards seen it. And it's on the Narva River, which this is to prevent everybody stay on your own side to make sure boats don't accidentally cross the border into the wrong country. But by removing them, what are you doing? Are you saying that there's no longer a border between Russia and Estonia? And are you preparing? Is this the beginning of letting Estonia know that they're next? I mean, guys, are we on the brink of Armageddon? Well, there's some things I believe still got to happen yet before we get to Armageddon, certainly. But you never know how close you are to World War III. And I noticed last night, if you missed last night's broadcast with Mike from the World, I mean, it was incredible. It was, we talked a lot about potential World War III situation, and we didn't put it all on Putin. Certainly, Putin is making his moves in Europe. That's why Emmanuel Macron of France, and according to Mike from the World, Macron not only is training and preparing 100 French soldiers to be moved into Ukraine to stop Russia, but he's on his command is over 1 million NATO country soldiers collectively to have to hold back Russia, because they believe if Russia takes Ukraine, it's wide open then. It's wide open for them to make their move on more nations, and maybe taking these buoys from the river, separating or the borderline, creating the border between Russia and Estonia is the first provocation. The EU Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell said this incident is part of a broader pattern of provocative behavior and hybrid actions by Russia. Now, we already know that boot-scooting, nuke-shooting Putin he's on the prowl. He's on the move. And you say, Begley, don't get so dramatic. He just, he's trying to just control of his own country because NATO keeps threatening him. Let me just be honest with you. Nobody was threatening Putin. Putin feels threatened because he feels that Russia was slowly shrinking. His population was shrinking. His ability to maintain his nation needed people. He needed people. He needed resources. And he also, as an ex-KGB, trained in that, came up under the former Soviet Union, and a student of history, believes that Mother Russia should be restored with all the land that it once had under Peter the Great. And so in Vladimir Putin's 12-page manifesto, which I read that entire manifesto, he tells you what he's going to do. He's going to restore Mother Russia. Now, he's only 71 years old. He certainly could accomplish this maybe in his next 10 years. And so as he plays master chess, and he really is a master chess player, thank you. NATO, certainly United States, here's the deal. NATO's playing checkers, and right now the Biden administration can't even play tic-tac-toe at this moment. Are you serious? But let me read on. Now, Russia's shadow war against the West requires collective response, according to Estonia's prime minister. Estonia also has said this is unacceptable, but said its response remains calm and clear-eyed. Yeah, he isn't going to jump the gun because that'd be crazy. But we treat this as a provocative border incident, according to the foreign ministry of Estonia. For decades, Estonia and Russia have installed buoys on the Narva River, with the towns of Narva on the Estonian side and Ivangrad on the Russian bank, largely in mutual agreement. Well, of course, they're two different countries, and they recognize there's a border. Would be nice if Mexico and the United States could recognize where the border is. But anyway, I digress. Every year, the marking of these shipping lanes is always rechecked because the riverbed can change from time to time, just because it's the natural flow of things. So every year, Estonia's border guard meets with the Russian border guard, and they agree on where the buoys go. But on May 13th, they met and put the buoys down, and this morning, the buoys are gone. Russia decided just to take them. Russia has not responded to why they've erased the border on the Narva River between Russia and Estonia. We've decided to release the floating marks into the water for the summer season, according to our agreement that we signed in 2022, because they are necessary to avoid navigational errors, so that our fishermen and our hobbyists do not accidentally wander into Russian waters. Estonia's foreign minister said the action fits well within the broader pattern of Russia's provocative behavior and drew parallels of the border mapping incidences in the Baltic Sea earlier this week. There was another deal, okay? And according to media reports, Moscow could revise the borders of its territorial waters in the region. In other words, if they may just decide to take more of the water. Sounds like China that has decided to take more of the international waters and claim it as theirs. Not only that, but China's claiming several of the disputed islands that are islands of Japan, some are Taiwan's islands, some are Indonesia's and Micronesia's and Vietnam and the Philippines and the Koreans and the Japan. They're claiming more waters for themselves. They're really trying to say that the whole China, the South China Sea, is all of China's. That's really what they're trying to say. And they are consistently doing it. So you got China doing it over there. Now listen to what I'm going to say very closely. China's trying to take all of the South Pacific piece by piece, inch by inch. Russia's trying to take Europe piece by piece, inch by inch. And the world is trying to take Israel piece by piece, inch by inch. And this is what's going on right now. And when I say the world, I mean it. You saw what Macron did, and Spain, and Ireland, all of them recognizing a Palestinian state when there is none. They've already voted at the United Nations. It's 90% that want to divide the land of Israel forcibly. Thank God the America still has a veto power, and they're the only one of the 5 that use that veto power to stop a 2-state solution. The other 4 guys, China, Russia, the United Kingdom, and France, all said, "Go ahead, let's vote for it. If we have to forcibly do it, let's forcibly divide the land. Let's do it, guys." So do you see what I'm saying? The axis of evil, and don't forget the little buddy down there pushing the green buttons, the little dictator Kim Jong-un. He likes to go boom, boom, boom. He wants to take South Korea. They've never agreed. They're still at a truce. They've never signed a peace agreement. Guys, people are using these opportunities. As a matter of fact, Russian media said that the defense ministry in Moscow had suggested updating these coordinates used to measure the strip of territorial waters off its mainland coast, that off of its islands in the Baltic Sea. The existing coordinates, they said, which were approved back in 1985, but the ministry says added that they were based on a small scale nautical navigation maps. They don't correspond with today's modern geographical Russian situation. What's that mean? In other words, that was 1985. This is 2024, and we have a different perspective on the size of Russia. So that's why they're saying, we need more, maybe all of the Baltic Sea. And now we need the Narva River. And see what I'm saying? Inch by inch. Now, wait. Now, the Kremlin, the spokesman for the Kremlin, Dmitry Peskov, be careful, later said that there was nothing political here in the defense ministry's proposal, that the Russian news agencies said Moscow did not intend to revise the border or the width of its territorial waters, but we're not sure what are the territorial waters. Since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022, Finland and Sweden have joined NATO, meaning that the Baltic Sea now has to be shared, and Russia's maritime port of access to the city of St. Petersburg and Kaliningrad is now almost completely surrounded by members of the NATO military alliance. Okay? So that's a real situation. Why did Finland and Sweden join NATO? Could it be because Putin did the attack on Ukraine, and then these guys now felt afraid, and now Estonia is watching their buoys disappear, and now maybe the Baltic Sea, maybe Putin's going to claim the entire Baltic Sea for all I know. I don't know. He took Crimea. He had no problem doing that. He did that in 2014. Guys, this thing is, you're watching, and the same time that Putin's making his moves, China's making their moves, and Korea's sitting back there wanting to make some moves, and Iran made its move, and the UN is trying to help Iran make its move, and there's protesting in the streets of America. They're still protesting at major universities, and as I told you, it won't end. The protesting at these major universities will not end because the school year ends. It will continue. It is a movement against Israel. You will see it. It will branch out into the streets. It will expand into the cities. Then especially the closer that the world is in realization that there may be a change in the White House of a new president, or should I say an old president coming back. And so what could happen if Trump does win? They know what that means. It means, wait a minute, hold on. That new world order that we've talked about may have to go on hold for a little while. And it could give the world a chance to regroup and to recalculate. But it doesn't change prophecy. What will be, will be. It may delay it, and then again, it may incite it. We don't know. The heifers are in the stall. The Temple Institute today saying it's time to build the third temple now. Okay? You have to understand, the Sanhedrin court has already reviewed all of the utensils and the priestly garments and the breastplate with the 12 precious stones of the 12 tribes of Israel and the 7 silver trumpets and the golden menorah and the golden altar and the golden shewbread table, and all several of the leading rabbis confirmed secretly, privately, that they have possession of the Ark of the Covenant. And I mean, I've talked to absolutely some of the top rabbis involved, and they said, don't worry about it. We know right where it's at. It's safe and sound, and we bring it out once the third temple is done. And we will carry it with 7 Cohen priests. We will carry it with right into the streets of Jerusalem and march it right in the front door of the third temple to put into its place. So you can see what's happening now. The world is on edge. And in our book, Revelation 9:11, we talk about the vortex of evil. We talk about these very same countries and how that they are in a situation making their move. And as that's going on, we also tell you about the cultural war going on in America, the decaying and the green religion and the AI technologies. All these things are taking place. I got to check on my dad. So I'll be back with more right here on the coming apocalypse.